can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face.
Oh, I'm from Brooklyn.
Hey, guys, any...
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody? It's another episode of Coast to Coast. I am your host, Pags. In the middle, we got Jay. On the end, we got StatGuy. And late to the party, Bo. What's up, guys?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, I'm really glad
you had to make an entrance.
I wasn't. I was feeling kind of uncomfortable being in the middle spot. I'm not usually there, so it's good to have you back.
Well, I figured you guys didn't need to hear me on the phone.
Here we go. Anyways, so we have a big day today, or not even a real big day, but I have to start off by saying two things. One, thank God there's Maxey on this team, because I tell you, there would be no chance otherwise. I think he scored, close to 50 points yesterday. 47, I think, was the exact number. Embiid, who said he couldn't rebound anything, decided that he didn't want to score points. He was only going to rebound and dish to Maxey. And the Sixers do the same thing that the Knicks do in game 1 or game 2 and score a lot of points in a little bit of time to bring it to overtime to actually win the game and bring it to a game 6. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the game?
No, I was watching the Mariners.
Oh, well, and I will thank the Mariners today for beating the Braves,
Yep.
and by doing so, the Phillies are the only team in Major League Baseball with 20 wins.
Yep.
Could have been the Braves, could have been the Yankees, could have been, I think, even the Orioles.
And yet still won't win the World Series.
You guys had an impressive comeback at the end there, because you guys were down.
Yeah.
We were down. We were up. We were down. And for some reason or another, they're having a hard time with these Angels, which cracks me up, because it seems like everybody else has no problem beating them.
Yeah.
And the last time we played them, I mean, the first game that they won was like the first game that they had beat us in like 13 attempts. So, like, we have had their number. So the fact that they won that one game doesn't mean anything, because they almost blew that one too, and they happened to stay on and win. But they did blow this one.
Do you think having Ron Washington as their manager maybe has a little bit of a difference, just because he's been on the Atlanta Braves staff the last several years and kind of knows the Phillies' tendencies?
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't
maybe,
think so. Players still
maybe,
got to play.
but personnel's got to still do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And we're going to get to that, Chris. We are definitely going to talk about that a little bit. That the Knicks fans, I'm going to go on a couple of little rants. Knicks fans are getting ridiculous. They're just getting ridiculous. But I also have a problem with our ownership of the Sixers. I went on a rant yesterday at the Union game, of all places. I was sitting there watching the Union, and we were talking about the Sixers and the ownership, and how I have a problem with the ownership now. Now I have a serious problem with the ownership. I feel that out of all the ownerships in Philadelphia, they're the only ones that aren't Philly at all, and I don't want them here anymore. They own. That's what they do. They own franchises. They own sports franchises. Go own something else. Go take over one of those expansion teams. Don't be in Philly. Get out of Philadelphia. I don't want you here anymore.
Well, how do you feel about Daryl Morey, your GM? He used to be the Rockets GM. I thought he was a pretty good GM, but how do you feel about him?
I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him. He's working with what he's got. You know what I mean? That's not the issue. I think ownership is the problem.
Right.
And the reason why I say ownership is that they don't care. They don't care. All they care about is money. They don't care about winning championships. They don't care. Championships is good to be able to put trophies into the case. And the more trophies you have in your case, the better your case looks. But they don't care. They just don't care. They want money. They own the Devils. Devils stink out loud. They don't care.
Yeah.
They want to make the money from that. They now own Washington. And this whole thing with getting the new stadium, all that's going to do is put more money in their pocket. They don't care. They decided that they gouged Sixers fans and didn't put the tickets out on Ticketmaster, went right to the aftermarket. Literally went right to aftermarket and gouged all the prices so that Knicks fans were the only ones that could afford it because they were paying the same type of prices that they're paying up at Madison Square Garden and down in Philadelphia, which is ridiculous. So I am not a fan of this ownership group, and I want them out of Philly. Screw them.
Fair enough.
Get out. Get out.
I mean, and that's the thing. These ticket prices, they're already high enough, and then you're going to jack them up even higher. I mean, to where the average person really has a hard time even be able to go to a game. Where it almost becomes a middle class or higher if you want to watch a Sixers game or even a Rockets. I mean, even down here they're going up in price. So, I just don't like it.
It's one thing for a price. Listen, I'm not trying to sit on the floor. You know what I mean? I don't need to spend the $3,000 that it would take to sit on the floor. But you can't even get on the floor for $3,000 anymore. First off, at Madison Square Garden, all the very, very rich, do the money, and then act like assholes. Tracy, whatever his name is. Any guy who's named Tracy is already an asshole, right? That's already started off from the parents. Ben Stiller. Guess what, Ben Stiller? There's one for you. How about that there, Ben? None of your movies are funny at all. So
shout out to anybody named Tracy. We welcome you to our second edition of The Hater Show.
And all Ben Stiller fan groups, we don't.
Tracy Morgan is who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Go cry some more there, Knicks fans. That's all they've been doing is wah. Oh, they didn't get all this. They didn't call that. I tell you, Knicks fans are worse than Boston fans. Wah. Sounds like people from Pittsburgh.
And Michael, there are some tendencies in batting as well. So if you're real familiar with batters, if you've played them a bunch of times or they were on your team, there are some tendencies you can dial in on as well.
Yeah, the Sounders did win last night. I was there for that game. I tell you, I am not. I used to play soccer, and I will tell you that there's always crying about the refs in soccer because there's only one. He's running around. He's trying to do the best that he can. I tell you, that guy yesterday sucked balls. He sucked nuts. Straight out, just bad call after bad call after bad call. And not just most of the time it was against the union, but even certain calls that he made for the union were such bad calls. I mean, it's that's such a load of crap. This is a game. It's a soccer game. They go up 3-0 on a penalty kick that shouldn't have been a penalty kick. They check it out in wherever they check it at. I don't know where MLS headquarters are. They check it out there, and they still say it's a penalty because they want to they don't want to show up the referee who the game was starting to get out of hand right away when all of Seattle's people were flopping. I tell you, it was like the sea went dry and all the fish were flopping all over the place. That's what Seattle looked like.
That is, unfortunately, that is just soccer in my mind. Like it is. It's why I can't watch it. It's irritating every time. Like you see someone like touch someone's ear and then they're rolling around on the ground. And you're just like, come on, man. Like,
just like here's another thing that friggin' annoyed the living hell out of me. The goalie from Seattle, his name is Thomas. He looks like he's straight out from the show Sons of Anarchy. You know what I mean? That he was the leader of the Sons of Anarchy. Anyways, every time he caught the ball, he would then throw himself to the ground. Like,
okay, that's weird.
They're actually taught to do that, though.
You know what? I played goalie. I wasn't taught to do that.
They're taught to do that now, similar to like with an NHL goalie, like when they get the puck and they hold it to get the face off. The goalies in soccer now are taught when they get it, fall forward, because once they fall forward, they're not allowed to be touched by an offensive player. Otherwise, it's a card. Versus if they don't fall forward and the offensive player makes contact with the ball, it becomes a live ball again.
But
so it just basically prevents like that little chance of the ball possibly wiggling free and then somebody just right there to tap it in.
But if he wants to play games and he's like got his fingers on the ball, he's just barely touching it, and they go to try to slide tackle it because he's playing games, that would be a foul too. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's a bunch of crap. These are professionals. Stop it. Stop making excuses for soccer players.
Hey,
They're already pansies. They're already pansies. They're already pansies. Get out the magic spray. All of a sudden you spray and everything's fine. Woohoo!
Hey, like, I played 2 years in college, so I played 2 years in college, so I'm not gonna go that far. Like, I do agree that soccer players for the most part do get over dramatic just because it's easy to get calls your way when you do that. It's easy to get cards your way when I do that. But playing soccer for as long as I played, like 2 years into college and everything, I do have a different appreciation for the game just because I've played it for so long. And like there are things like you said, like just the whole, if you're not familiar with why the goalie does it, I can see why it would be annoying. And same thing with like a lot of the players over dramatizing things to get a card. It's stupid because it happened a lot when we played, but it's strategy at the same time too, because it's a good way to get possession. It's a good way to stop another team's possession from potentially scoring.
No, it's the same thing that makes you mad about basketball too, is the flopping.
Yeah.
Like, stop flopping. If somebody actually fouls you, cool. I'm with that. On a side note, thank you to whoever pissed in Pag's Cheerios this morning, because he's on one to start the show.
Me, I pissed in my Cheerios this morning. I was out of milk. So yeah, I mean that game kind of really irked the living hell out of me. And then of course they did tie it up. They did get a third goal, but they called us offsides, and he was offsides. I mean, it was like he had gone maybe a hair of a second faster than the ball was there. But they did score that third goal, and of course they called it offsides because the referee had Seattle winning it the entire game. Just like you can't even call them blue because they wear pink. And
I sent him my $100. It's fine.
So, and as that's going on, literally as that's going on, we're trying to figure out, I'm like, all right, there's 88. We're 88 minutes in. They're not going to score here because of the way that the way he flopped on the ball again. And then I'm like, yeah, the Sixers are just lost, whatever. And then I'm like, hold on, it says overtime. So literally raced from the stadium to the bar to watch the end of the game, and made it there with 2 minutes left. That's how close I am to the soccer stadium.
Nice.
Wow, that's crazy.
So this one will make you happy. So the Kraken season obviously over, and Hack still got fired.
Gone, sliced him up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Rob sent me an article on it, and it sounded the way it read. A bunch of players in their exit interviews were basically threatening to not play for Seattle if Hackstall was still there.
Yeah, well, I tell you, there's been so here's
There
the
you
problem.
go. Player revolt.
Here's the problem. He is a college coach.
Yep.
That's the problem. He's a college coach. You cannot employ college coaches to coach in the NHL. These are men. These are not boys. If you're going to, so the last of those college coaches is the Flyers coach right now. Like he's in essence a college coach. He talks to these guys, talks to these men like they're kids.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem. So same thing with Hackstall. Hackstall is the same type of issue. They listen to him one year. They say, forget you. You'll be gone before I am. And he's right.
Yep.
I would argue that Jonathan Cooper could be considered a college coach too, because he used to coach the Green Bay Gamblers, which is a semi-pro team, which is basically a team that's filled with college-level players that are just looking for a place to play during the summer.
There you go. So is that who they hired?
No, that's who the Tampa Bay Lightning's coaches.
Oh, well, so the difference with that is that he's got to be then a player's coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he is.
so
That's the main reason why the Red Wings hired Derek Lalonde, who was his assistant for 5 or 6 years in Tampa, because Derek Lalonde was also his assistant when he was coaching the Green Bay Gamblers. So when he left Green Bay to go up to Tampa, he brought Derek Lalonde with him to Tampa, and they were both always known as very good player coaches, which is why Detroit made the move to hire Derek Lalonde.
Who do I think Seattle will take as their new head coach? It's a tough one.
Idea.
That's a tough one.
There's one name that's been thrown around. I think it would be a good fit, but at the same time, it would be a short-term fit because of his recent tenures.
Who's that?
Mike Babcock.
Screw him. I hate that guy. He's an asshole. He's another asshole. And he's an asshole to his players and to the opposing players.
Mike Babcock was the first name thrown around, and then Dan Blythema was the second one.
Well,
the old
Dan, I'm not a fan of Dan, but at least he's been to the Stanley Cup. He knows how to do that.
Yep.
Babcock, he hasn't been to a Stanley Cup, right? Or did he win one back like 50 years ago?
He won one in 2008 with Detroit, and then he lost the next year to Pittsburgh in 2009. So he went to back-to-back Stanley Cups, but he hasn't been back since.
Yeah, and that Detroit team could have, again, you could have coached.
They had 6 Hall of Famers on that team. If you couldn't,
exactly. Anybody could have coached that team. Yeah, that was the Brendan Shanahan team, right?
Yeah, Shanahan, Yzerman, Zetterberg, Dominique Hasek in goal. They had Chris Chelios on that team in his final run in the NHL. They had 2 others, Nicholas Lindstrom, Thomas Holmstrom.
And he was an asshole to that team.
He was. The only reason why nobody ever noticed it was because they were winning 55 games a year, scoring 120 points, and basically cakewalking through the playoffs until they got to the Stanley Cup final, and then they would win.
Right. So yeah, I don't think Babcock is the right answer there. Bylsma, however you say his friggin' name.
Dan Blythema. I could see Jeff Blashill also being a good example, because he was the one that replaced Mike Babcock in Detroit when Detroit was going through their rebuild. Seattle's kind of on that. I'm not going to say they're in the rebuild mode, but they're kind of in that stuck in neutral mode. And Jeff Blashill is a good coach for something like that, because he's already been in a situation like that.
Well, hold on. How about Craig Berube? Where's he at? Is he anywhere?
I don't know.
I'm looking right now. I'm seeing where he's at. It shows that he's a head coach. He is not. He might be an assistant coach somewhere, but I think he would probably be a good one.
What about Barry Trotz or Bruce Boudreau?
Trotz, I like. I like the way that he does his team. Trotz would probably be your best bet scenario up there. just because he goes specifically off of a defensive style.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants to go to Seattle. He's an East Coast guy, not a West Coast guy. Just as my opinion. I kind of like the idea of Craig Berube. I think that would be a good one. How about, is Rick Tocchet anywhere?
Yeah, I think he's an assistant. I don't think he's the head coach right now.
Yeah, I thought so too.
What about Todd McLellan? Is he coaching, or did he not, after he got fired, has he not gotten another job?
Actually, Rick Tocchet's the head coach of Vancouver.
Oh, that's why Vancouver's good. Because I know Todd McLellan was with the San Jose Sharks for like 6 or 7 years, but I know he got fired, I think, last year. I don't know if he latched on with an assistant job somewhere.
Yeah, he's with Vancouver right now. So that's why they're playing tough. Interesting. There we go. So there, you got more on coaches in the NHL. This is why Jay and Bo are both quiet as hell, because they have no friggin' clue what we're talking about.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you all the coaches. That's why I said when he asked, I was like, I don't know.
You're mute. I didn't mute you, Jay.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
He got all angry. Thought I muted him.
See, now you should.
Hey, I was playing laws of averages there, Pags. Laws of averages. But no, but seriously, though, hey, I do know the Stars are in it, right? We're tied 2 apiece with the Golden Knights, and I mean, I keep up with the Stars a little bit, right? Like I told you, hockey is not a big thing down here in Houston. It's just not. It's just nobody cares about hockey, really. But so that's why we go with Dallas Stars. I mean, but I like it. I like the fact that they're in it. I mean, what are y'all's opinions? Golden Knights obviously beat Dallas last year in the playoffs. What do y'all think about this year? They're tied 2 apiece. Who do y'all think takes that series?
The Knights.
Pegs and I kind of dove into this a little bit yesterday. He thinks, based on playoff experience, he thinks Vegas is still the team to come out of the West, which they probably are just because of that playoff experience alone. And then I kind of have it either being an all-Canadian Western Conference final with Edmonton and Vancouver.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't a 7 versus 8 like it was back in 2010 and seeing Colorado versus Vegas.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because when you look at the firepower on both teams.
Wow, that's
especially Colorado.
Again, Winnipeg let up another 6 goals yesterday. 6 goals.
And I watched parts of that game last night, and I don't know if it was more so that Winnipeg was playing just that bad defensively toward the end of the series, or if Colorado's firepower is just that explosive. Because like giving up 5 or 6 goals here and there, that might just be a thing where it's like, one bad defensive game and the team kind of capitalized on it. But for how many games in a row Colorado had that many goals, you're starting to wonder if it's more so that's just how explosive Colorado can be. And if you're getting 5 or 6 goals a game, you're not going to lose too many games in the playoffs.
That's for sure.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, every time you get 6 goals, that's
you should win.
Exactly.
You get 6 goals, you should win.
Because even their best player was out the first 5 months of the season, and now he's back, I think, for the playoff run. So that's even going to make them even tougher.
Bo, your mama likes my hat. Just so y'all know, this is my older brother. This isn't my hat. This is my older brother's hat. He's Spec Ops. He's Special Forces, and he let me have it. And I was like, oh, he already gave it to me as a birthday present. I told him I wanted one. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can kind of see this. That's right there. The skulls and crossbones. Yeah. Yeah. That's Yeah, so he's still in. He's got 2 more years, and then he'll be a retired guy. I got out and then went back in, so he still stayed in, and he's got over 25 years in.
Oh yeah, he can.
He's been in them for a long time.
He can retire.
Yeah, he's only a couple of years older than me. I think he's like 2 years older than me. We adopted him, or my mom and dad adopted him. So yeah,
right on.
I'm trying to get this on my page here, Chris. It's not doing well here. Not exactly sure
Some more
why.
moves on TV personalities. You got Matt Ryan taking the spot of Phil Simms and Boomer Esiason on NFL Today.
Who?
Matt Ryan.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did. I was like, oh, weird.
Huh. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Huh. All right.
So just all the networks are flushing talent out.
Mm.
I think it's more so they're just trying to get younger, or so they're trying to get more people that played the game recently, as opposed to having people that played it like 30 years ago.
Yeah. It's funny though, because with all these changes, it sure is driving a lot of people to podcasts.
It is.
Which kudos to all the networks. You're helping us out.
Well, they can come down with that racket on Thursday night. I'm going to be there. And I know that if I'm there, when I watch them, they win. So I've only watched a couple of minutes during these games. And every time I've put them on, they've won. So it's when I'm not watching is when they lose. Well, I'm going to be at this game on Thursday. And I may even buy a cheapo ticket right now for that Sunday game and go up there, which will suck because I'll miss the Phillies. But I feel like I need to make an appearance in New York. Sit right next to Ben Stiller and tell him he sucks. Every movie that I've ever seen, you something about Mary sucks.
Yeah,
you're not funny.
Just tell him when he starts talking, be like, "Hey, don't go full retard."
I mean, his son is kind of is somewhat funny, but yeah, Ben, he's just that. He's more like dry humor funny or whatever you want to call that. I guess it's not really my cup of tea. Ben Stiller.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Screw him and every movie he's ever made. He's not funny. He's not funny. Neither is Tracy Morgan. All guys named Tracy are douchebags.
Tracy Morgan just annoying. Tracy Morgan's annoying as shit. I can't stand Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, he's another one who ain't funny, and has terrible taste in basketball teams.
The only time he was funny was when ESPN used to make those video games and they used him in the cameo to promote it.
Yeah, Ben Stiller's dad is funny.
Well, they had to do that. They had to do that to try to give him some money because of the drunk driving accident he wound up in.
Yeah.
So maybe if he learned how to not drink and drive, he wouldn't have gotten to that accident, and he wouldn't have needed these little gigs to make the money back so that he could live the life he's used to living. They said he's a douchebag. Anything else we want to talk about? I'm on a roll today. We might as well. Let's keep going.
Just burn the world. Here we go. Yeah, no, I don't know. I liked Tropic Thunder. That was that movie was hilarious.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder was great because of
Tom Cruise. Like that was Tom Cruise's best role ever.
Tom Cruise, I agree with Tom Cruise. That was his best role, and what's his face as well was also
Downey
amazing.
Jr. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Dodgeball wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, was that right? It's
but that was
Robert
carried
Downey
by
Jr.,
everybody
right?
else.
Yeah, it was.
That was carried by the big black guy behind him.
Oh Lord. Again, we love black men and stuff.
Oh no. I listen. I'm giving that guy credit.
No. He's saying he carried the movie. He's saying he carried the movie.
Exactly.
Man,
Vince Vaughn carried that movie also.
Well, yes, Vince Vaughn. Yeah. So whoever played O'Toole too.
Hey man, am I right? Was it Robert Downey Jr. in Tropical Thunder?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
he
so. I
was,
just
he
couldn't
was
He
remember.
was
a
in
dude playing a
blackface.
dude dressed as another dude.
That's right. Oh my god, that's right. That's right. Now I remember. Yeah, I've only seen that movie once, but I do remember.
Yeah, I'm impressed that thing actually got released.
Is it actually worth
It was
seeing?
early. It was early in the mix on that.
Yeah,
So
Is it actually worth seeing? 'Cause
that's
I've
why it
never
got
seen
released.
you've never seen Tropic Thunder?
No.
Yes. Yes.
That is worth a watch.
Okay.
It is like if you're easily offended, it'll be offensive the entire time.
Oh, absolutely. I do remember that part. Yeah.
You know, so
But-
I have like fake cable here. Like I don't have any like thing that I actually pay for. I stream everything.
Sure.
So
I
they
just
have
figured you ran a cable downstairs to one of their TVs.
that's okay.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
not,
let me
I'm
give
not
you
doing
a-
that. If I
let me
ruin
give
the
you a
TV downstairs and I can't watch my games downstairs, then I got a big problem. So I ain't
Yeah.
doing that.
That's fair.
Hey,
So-
shout out to Civil War. That was a horrible movie. Don't ever go see that movie, Civil War. It just came out on theaters, but it's terrible.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
Yeah, I literally walked out shaking my head.
But so watching on Tubi, which is what it's called, TUBI, is a
Yeah.
free station. They had 48 hours on.
Nice.
And I tell you, there ain't no chance for that movie to ever get aired on regular television ever again.
Oh God,
Never. Never. I tell you, it's a great movie, but if you get offended, you're offended from the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as the credits start, opening credits start, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you I mean it's
I mean, that's a lot of classics though.
yeah, that is
A lot
So,
of
but
classics would never
two-
fly today.
another 48 hours was not as good. That was definitely
True.
not as good.
True.
Yeah, they tried to add off of the original humor from one, and it just didn't fly as well.
I mean, it was still a decent watch. It just
Yes, yeah, but it's like Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Yeah.
The only person that made that movie, that made 3, was I mean, because the original Beverly Hills Cop had Anthony Hopkins, which that was amazing. He looks like Lex Luthor, like if like a real Lex Luthor, right? Does he not? I mean,
yeah, he played. It was a good one. By the way, how did we go from sports to movie reviews?
Oh, you were talking about because you talked about the stupid review of the movie.
Yeah, I did.
And I was talking about being offended.
And of course, I dropped a line from Tropic Thunder. So, like, there was a natural segue there.
Oh, that wasn't. Yeah, I could see how that played out. By the way, you know, it's interesting to me. The Astros put Jose Abreu down to the I guess down to their facility in Kissimmee to learn how to bat again. I don't know how this guy goes from like I think it was NL Player of the Year or whatever, and then he goes to where he can't even hit 100 as his batting average. So they had to put him down there. Like I don't know what happened to him.
That sounds to me.
Caught up to him quick.
Yeah, no, I think that tells me that he's got a problem with the old lady at home or something.
I don't know. Maybe he just kind of is terrible this year. Like our leading our leading batters are all in the like 140 to 170 range.
Hey, should you maybe if you bang on a trash can a little bit, maybe he'll get back.
Oh, see, I did that for you. I wanted to give you a little leading because you haven't been able to say that in a few while. So good job, Pags.
Well, you haven't been here. You haven't been here, so
I know.
I got to imagine where you're at. All those trash cans now might be a little rusty because of all the rain that you got.
No, they're made out of plastic now. It's all good. It's recyclable.
Yeah, but
That's
you can't make any noise with the plastic ones. You got to get a metal one. Metal doesn't sound like plastic.
I know, but we
Plastic
learned
is
how to
gonna be like,
recycle here, though, Pax. We got to recycle.
Ching,
We
ching,
got to be
ching.
earth friendly. The Astros are going green. Leave them alone.
Something tells me they ain't. But ultimately, when somebody's doing that poorly, who has done that well, that tells me he's got a problem, a personal problem at home.
Okay.
That he's not fully focused at his craft.
Yeah. Because I don't know how you go from that high of a level all the way down to like worse than what a pitcher would do. That's terrible.
Well, maybe some of your pitchers. Our pitchers actually know how to hit.
No. I guarantee you, it's all pitchers. It's all pitchers.
But I mean, we had the same problem with Trey Turner last year.
Yeah.
Although we gave him a standing ovation, all of a sudden he got better. That's all he needed was a clap.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, he even came out and said that he was embarrassed by how he was performing and things like that, and said that he felt like he was letting his teammates down and such, which he really is. I mean, when you're batting .99, I mean, yeah, you're kind of letting your teammates down.
That is rough.
That is rough.
Yeah, that is bad. So
is he
I don't
striking
know.
out? Is he like whiffing?
Away.
Is he like whiffing really bad, or is he like watching these pitches go by?
I hope he's not even lifting the bat off his shoulder. Talk about a bad way to go down.
I mean, he's hitting the ball. It's just, he's just not getting on base.
Oh, he's hitting it at people. I got you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but that's a sign. If you're hitting the ball at people, that's a sign that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah,
exactly. That means you have to take a half a step up or a half a step back in the box. Because all it is that you're just hitting him right at somebody. When you are .099, you're not even hitting it at people. You're not hitting the ball.
He literally has 7 hits on the season. Right now, he's 7 hits on the season, and I don't even think he has hardly any RBIs.
That being said, I like what you're doing. Keep doing it.
I know. Hey, out there in Mariner land, right? Hey, by the way, we play y'all this weekend, I see.
You do.
I don't know if you're coming into town or if we're going to you. I didn't check that part out, but I know we're playing you.
That I don't remember offhand.
I want to say it's here in Houston, but I could be wrong.
I think so, because I think we are. Yeah.
Because we played y'all early in the season in Seattle, so now it's your turn to come to us. We actually went to Seattle. And guys,
it's in Houston.
Yeah. Okay. Damn, I'm gonna have to try to make it to a game. It's hard to get away from here sometimes, man. It's been
you'll
crazy.
need to, but your team won't.
I mean, yeah.
Although
they sweep the Mariners. They wind up sweeping the Mariners, and next thing you know, Houston will be back in first place.
Well, according to Alex Bregman, he says he feels like Houston is about to go on a hot streak. I hope he's right. I really do. I hope he's right.
Do you have your hurt pitchers back?
I don't know. I don't think so. There's quite a few of them still out due to injuries.
Yeah,
and that's another thing too. Our pitching staff really is taking, with the exception of Abreu, Presley, and Hader. We're kind of hurting in the pitching department. We really are.
Yeah, well, especially your relievers. Your relievers have been hot trash.
Yeah, and you're right. They have been. I mean, there's no way around that. I mean, I can't tell you how many leads I saw Houston have, only to see it in the middle of innings, get taken away. You're right. It's because of the middle relievers. I mean, honestly, we were ahead all 3 games to open the series with the Yankees, but that middle relief was just terrible, and they allowed them to come back into the game and ultimately take us out.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't throw batting practice halfway through the game and expect to win.
Well, no, you're right, and I can't even tell you how many times we left men on base, like in bases loaded situations, and couldn't get them home. I mean, if that's an issue for you, you're not going anywhere, and that's exactly what's happening with the Astros right now. They're just not going anywhere.
That's what happened to the what happened to the Mariners. They ended up winning 2-1 on a walk-off home run, but they left the bases loaded 2 different times before that.
Yeah.
See, that's why they need it. Abreu has more hits than wins. That Houston has wins. Or they're tied.
Well, I mean, Robert, if you heard me earlier, we got 9 wins and then he has 7 hits. So you're a little off. But I understand you're a Seattle Mariners fan. This is probably your only time to ever really have something to yourself. So I'm going to let you have this one because God knows you haven't seen it in a long, long time. So I'm going to let you have that one, Robert. You take that glory and what's a big one?
There is
and just to make sure that you get it shoved up your ass a little bit further, you're still behind the Phillies, and I still want my pizza.
There's a lot of time left, so nobody's records really matter yet.
I'm really surprised, Texas
White
is
Sox,
off. Yeah, I'm surprised Texas is off to the start that they're at. I expected more out of them, to be honest with you, starting this season.
I'm not surprised at all when you don't got DeGrom or Scherzer.
Yeah, but I mean, they still got a hell of a good offensive team. But I understand what you're saying.
When are they going to be back?
But again, DeGrom. I mean, they didn't have DeGrom much last season.
Scherzer's supposed to be back. Scherzer's supposed to be back early June. DeGrom, if he comes back this year, it won't be until the end of August.
I think DeGrom just needs to go ahead and retire. I mean, that dude missed almost all of last season. He's missing a lot of this season. I think it's time for him to just call it a day. Either that or he needs to be a closer and just do spot innings like John Smoltz did at the end of his career.
I mean, I think that's the route you take. Get that, one last paycheck for not a lot of work. I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. Yeah. Or you can even have him do
I forgot there was a couple other names that I need to call assholes up in New York. Jon Stewart. I'm not a fan of him anyways because I just don't like – I can't stand Democrats that just hate Republicans just to hate them. Piss me off just in general. So, John, learn how to be a real human being rather than alienating half your people right out of the gate. But then alienate another big part of your people down in Philly by being an asshole up in New York about your Knicks. Your Knicks suck. That's the problem. And then John McEnroe, listen, McEnroe, this isn't tennis. You can't whine and cry to a win. All right, there, John. Yeah, like all your whining and crying is falling on deaf ears because the fact that this Bro Bible even listed you as a celebrity is a laugh because there ain't nothing celebrity about you at all. You were good at tennis back in the day. You suck now as a commentary. You suck now in all the commercials that I see you in, and you have terrible taste in basketball teams.
I should have made some popcorn for today's show.
I'm just saying. Hey, when Pags airs it out, Pags airs it out. No words left unturned. He is using.
I tell you, I was out of milk. I had to pee in my own Cheerios.
That's right. On the plus side, I know I don't have to do any shorts or cutting of this film because nothing will be usable.
Oh, that's not true. That's absolutely not true. We could absolutely use my stuff. Yeah, you need to put me in the big screen. Here we go. We'll do it this way. There it is. Bam. There we go.
There you go.
That's right. I can speak, right? You New York Knicks fans, you all suck ass. Your team sucks. You don't know how to root on a basketball team. As Bo said earlier, you're the Knicks. That's why you're going to blow it. And that's why when we win Game 7 up in New York, I'm going to laugh. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do a video of me laughing. Just laughing and saying, New York Knicks fans. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do a lot of it. All right, there? Because you guys suck. You guys suck ass.
Yeah. I'll tell you, though, this goes down in if y'all do win this series, you would have came back from what, 03, right? And taken it?
1-3.
Yeah.
Or one, you can. Well, that's still pretty damn impressive, though. If y'all win this series.
And we would have done that. We would have done that. And they don't have Doc Rivers as their coach.
Yeah. Wow.
If they had Doc Rivers coaching them, I would be sure we'd win this series.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Never a dull moment here, I tell you.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but I do hope to be able to get some of this stuff and be like, all right, we'll cut that in. I'm going to save some of this stuff and send it on my rants on TikTok. That's right. Knicks fans, suck it. Boom.
That's right. Discount double check.
But anyways, yeah. So what else? What else can I be pissed off about today?
I just like the visuals. He went straight from verbal to visuals.
Hey, listen, I don't even know why I'm in such a challenging mood.
Oh yeah, it's definitely challenging.
It's part of the fun, though. It's part of the fun.
It's the soggy Cheerios, man. It'll do it.
Every time. Every time. It's that bitter taste of the pea. Let's see. What else? It says that Embiid loves being the punching bag for Knicks fans. So that's fine. That's why he didn't play so well, but Maxey did. So they love yelling out the FM bead. That's
Oh man. Well, I do like the way you guys are finding ways to win. Like you said, Maxey, did great, and B was more of your rebounder. I mean, when you can find ways to win, I mean, that's really what it's about. Some people are hot, some people are hot in other categories, but as long as you're contributing, you're contributing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and drop the trivia in the comments there.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go, Mama Bo. What else? Bogdanovich is getting season-ending surgery, so that's the end of that. He's done. What else we got? Islanders are out. They're going to be placing the Hurricanes will be against the Rangers.
Yeah, funny thing is with you, now that you just said that, Hurricanes coach is actually out as well.
Why?
He left the team.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen?
I got an alert from it a little while ago, actually.
No, I don't see anything about that.
Who's the Hurricanes coach right now?
Rod Brindamore.
Yeah, I got an alert that said something about Rob Brindamore leaves the Hurricanes due to the uncertain future of something.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let me.
Hold on. This was a while ago, so give me a minute.
Rod.
Never mind. I got it. Rob Brindamore could leave Carolina if they do not win the next round.
Okay.
So I have a feeling that could be another name that gets thrown out there for Seattle, then too if he ends up leaving.
Oh yeah, it says unsure on his future with the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I tell you, if he was ever to leave the Hurricanes, I would love for the Flyers to pick him up.
Since he took over, I don't understand why there's even an uncertain future with him as their coach.
Yeah.
They've been a top 3 team in the East, top 4 team in the East the last 4 years since he's taken over that team, and all they've done outside of not really go that deep in the playoffs every now and then, but all they've done is consistently been a great team. And so to have an uncertain future there, that goes to show you that there's probably a lot more going on behind the scenes.
It's funny. There's actually articles just below that speculate he could go to Seattle. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Rob Brindamore.
Did Jay leave? He did a
StatGuy
exit. The StatGuy exit.
It's just like, you guys are a problem today. I'm out.
He didn't like the fact that he was being called out by Frankie.
Wait, Frankie called him out?
Right there.
Oh.
Because of Jay's presence. Just the fact that you exist in the room. That's a problem.
And where are you off to today there, StatGuy?
I'm actually heading out to the lake today.
And just stopping by the health food store before you get there?
Yeah, it's
yes,
actually
I am.
He's going to the clinic.
No, but I'm getting 3 cases of Prime for my baseball team for tomorrow.
Mm.
You can buy them at bulk. Yeah, you can buy them at bulk at the health food store.
Gotcha. I've never had Prime before. Is it any good?
It depends on your tolerance. A lot of people say it's too sweet because it's made from coconut water.
Oh, yeah, forget it. That's poop water to me.
Yeah, it's a better version of Gatorade because there's no sugar in it. There's none of the like the sugary content, none of the acids that Gatorade has. It's just like straight coconut water and electrolytes that go in the Prime.
It's all about the electrolytes.
Yeah, they said that in the
What
what
plants
was
crave.
that was the movie Idiocracy.
Yes, it was.
As we're talking about bad movies.
Now the Prime energy drinks, that's got a little bit of a kick to it.
And back
Hey,
from
there
his
he is.
booth, Jay McLovin.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes the internet out in the forest gets a little crazy.
That'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
Well, I had it mounted on a damn cow, but the damn cow moved.
what the satellite?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he moved.
How satellite will travel. So, with all those cows down there, have you ever gone cow tipping?
I have not. I went bull tipping. That didn't work out too well. But other than
Yeah, I guess the horn up there just doesn't feel nice.
well, that a little bit of alcohol.
I've considered running with the bulls over in Pamplona, Spain. That would be something I would love to go to.
My friends did dare me one time though to slap a bull's ass. They said I wouldn't do it. I said, "You're wrong. I have all the balls to do it," and I did it. And he looked at me, and yes, he chased me, and I was very fast running, probably faster than I've ever been. If I would have done a combine, I think I could have broke every record there was.
Yeah, it's funny how "Don't Die" adds an extra half a step. 15
yeah.
bucks for it. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Reselling.
amazing what you could do when pressured.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that that Logan Paul.
You're buying
is-
Logan Paul's Prime. Oh.
No, I'm not buying Logan. I mean, Logan Paul was the co-creator of Prime, but I'm not actually buying like his specific flavor that you can only find in limited spots.
Yeah,
The freaking Shohei bottle of Prime right now is selling for $5,000.
that's so dumb.
They could blow me. I ain't buying anything for $5,000. I ain't paying off any of his debts.
Exactly.
There we go. So, anyway, but yeah, I have not gone cow tipping either. I've done a couple of cow plops. You know what I mean? Where you do those where it's like playing bingo. You get like a plot of grand, and if the cow takes a crap there, you win.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll tell you what, man, I have a lot of respect for bull riders, though. The guys that can ride those things like that. I mean, that's incredible because, man, one screw up or one false move, man, damn. I mean, that's bad.
Frankie loves that there's no Astro hat.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize the hat that's on his head. So,
Yeah, that's
as you can see, my hat. This is the same hat that was worn by the draft picks this year.
yeah.
Yep.
And it's a nice, I mean, terrible team, but I like the hat. I like the concept.
Yeah, you know what's going? Worst team, the Cowgirls.
I know it's okay. And in all honesty, right now, I mean, you know we're bad when we
All
got
that rain you got is just Dallas tears, crying already because they knew they got Zeke back and they ain't going nowhere this year. That they can't even say
And I
this year
told
is our
Jerry
year.
Jones.
They can't even say this year is our year, and that ruins their entire year. They already know. They say, "Listen, we suck
ain't
this
it."
year, and we have to admit it because
No,
we suck that
And I
bad."
told Jerry Jones, never take back an ex-girlfriend. It never works out well, and yet he took him back.
I mean,
That's actually Jay's hat. It's a low key, KC hat. He's just switching.
That's actually kind of funny though. Low key, yeah.
I like that Frankie was calling it a Star Trek symbol.
yeah, the Cowboys can say this is
Hey,
their year. Maybe it's their
I
year.
promise
to
you
get rid
this
of
though,
Jerry Jones.
Frankie. Yeah, hey Frank, I promise you this though, man. You go up to them Spec Ops boys and say that to them. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh, they might red shirt you. All right.
Are you drinking a wine cooler?
Huh?
Was that a wine cooler?
No, it's Modelo.
Oh, I didn't even think you drank beer. How
I
about
drink
that?
beer. Every once in a while, my knee has been hurting a little bit, so I drink a little bit of beer, just kind of take a little bit of the pain out.
Just every once in a while, like when he's on this show.
But it looked like a wine bottle. It looked like a wine cooler bottle.
Oh yeah, no, and
Look like a wine
mean,
spritzer.
yeah, I mean, it did the bottle. Yeah, it does. I don't know why they. I don't know.
You're over there with the old Bartles and James.
Hey, listen. Hey, give me some Seagrams any day of the week.
Seagrams. There we go.
He is nowhere near the most interesting man in the world, so he drinks Modelo.
Oh,
Oh man.
Hey, that's some good stuff as we get closer to the top of the hour, as we lead to the segue for the second half of the hour, which is going to be better than the first.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, what movie came first, guys? Here you go. You want some trivia? Just because I saw this right here. What movie came first? Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star
Movie.
Trek.
What movie came first?
Shit. No, Star Wars. Star Wars came first. Yeah. I would say Star Wars.
It did.
Because that was 76?
They both came out in 76. It was like 3 months apart.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
When I do my trivia, I know that, I use that as one of my questions.
Still
I always feel bad for that one guy that goes down with everybody else. The one that's nobody knows. He's really just an extra, and he never comes back. Like, you just know he's not coming back.
Well, he's wearing a red shirt. You already knew he was going to die.
Yeah, he ain't coming back. It's game over.
Who's this?
Oh, you know how they always go down? It's that one guy you don't know.
Oh, that is every Star Trek episode or movie ever. If you're wearing a red shirt and you're someone that nobody's seen, you die on that trip.
So take away the other 3 movies, the last 3 movies. Take them away. The first 6 movies, when they are the original Star Wars, was not about. It was only about one person.
Sure.
It was only about one person, and they changed it in the last 3 movies. Rey was actually supposed to be the reincarnate of Anakin Skywalker. And if you look at it, if you look at the movies and you put them in the succession, obviously 1, 2, and 3, the original 1, 2, and 3, not the first 3 that came out, was about Anakin growing up and him going from birth to the dark side.
Yeah.
And then you see that New Hope, and you think that it's about Leia and Luke, but it's not. It's still about Anakin and his journey through the dark side till you get to 6, where he then dies.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to be the reincarnate, and they announced some of this stuff in 7, whatever I guess 7 was, when she saw the lightsaber. And she was able to call it at will. That wasn't the Force doing that. That was because she was supposed to be Anakin.
Wow, that's
all
interesting.
9.
I did not know that.
All 9 movies were supposed to be the story, the life, the death, and the rebirth of Anakin Skywalker in lineage. That's what it was supposed to be, and they changed it in the last 3 movies.
Yeah. That's probably why I've never seen those movies, because they were done out of order.
Well, I wonder though, but I mean, when they did those 3, so they already had the first 3. They knew what they were going to be, but they didn't release them. They just released.
No. They did them later.
Yeah. No. What I'm saying though, but I mean, did they know that they were going to do this, or did they just come up with the first 3 movies, like in '76, the first 3?
George Lucas didn't think that he could do the first movie with the CGI or lack of CGI that they had.
Okay.
So there wasn't enough to be able to do that, because the visual that you needed, and that's why there wasn't even enough. Like, they should redo the first 3 in the first place, especially the first 2. Third one wasn't so bad, but the first 2 sucked.
Yes.
Because the CGI still wasn't in line with it. CGI could have been done much, much better, and it can only be done now better because they didn't have the technology then.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, was CGI even a thing in '76?
No.
No, it was
No,
all-
that's why the
all
snake, when they fell into the trash compactor, and the snake, that was a fake thing. Somebody's underneath that water, sticking a little snake head up
Exactly.
and doing this and come back down. That's why you didn't see anything else.
Yeah, it was almost all models.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah,
So,
but I still think for what they had, I thought they did a good job. I mean,
No, like they're still good to watch. Like they're,
Oh, yeah.
they're still entertaining. I always liked how it opened though, right? Because the original that came out was episode 4, right?
Right.
And it's like a long time ago, but somehow in the future,
in a faraway galaxy,
far, far away.
So, but yes, that's I mean, I've seen them all, and obviously, I wasn't a big fan of 7, 8, and 9 because they got away from the storyline.
I haven't
But
watched those.
yeah, it's a shame. Like I said, 7 was okay. 8 could have answered it better.
yeah.
And they didn't. And then 9 had to make up for the mistakes in 8. So,
What did y'all
anyways.
think of the Kylo Ren character? Do you think that was a good character to add in there, or no?
and we will get to that answer right after our commercial
Yeah, that's
break.
right.
So, as we are in the top of the hour, so stay tuned to find out how Jay felt about Kylo Ren.
I mean, you can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this
Oh,
team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, get us an each.
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I say? I know you're only 10, but one of these days a friend will offer you a drink. And alcohol at your age can lead to so many things. None of them good.
So can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me
I
something.
finished my homework.
Bigger promise. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you. Your real friends won't care. Deal?
Sure.
Really?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov, a public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Sometimes, all you need to change your life is a sign. A sign that says, "Hank, this is the place you've been looking for." And sometimes that sign is an actual sign that's mounted to a building. 1 second, I'm looking at a sign. I know what you're thinking, and no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist. Cause this place, come on. It's like they took beer and made it into a place and then gave that place sports and chicken wings. And the people? Cuba. The best.
Oh! What the is going on, Marty? This isn't a game. This is trivia.
Yeah, this place is kind of like heaven. You know, without needing to get hit by a bus. Let's go, sports bar.
Supporting the needs of our veterans. That's the goal of all of us at Team AmVets. Like Mitch, Carlos, and Kevin from our Welcome Home team that brings furniture to our vets.
We are Team AmVets.
Or Linda from our thrift stores who brings you great bargains every day.
I am Team AmVets.
And John, who picks up your thrift store donations that support California veterans programs.
I am Team AmVets.
Visit our website or a Team AmVets thrift store to donate or shop today.
Join the team!
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
And we are back for the second hour of Coast to Coast. And as I mentioned as we go off, we're going to find out why Jay McLovin has a crush on Kylo Ren.
I don't know. You know, I like the character because it is Leia, right? So it kind of, I guess, expands her thing. But I just didn't like the whole thing where he tried to be like his grandfather, Vader, and all that. I don't know. I thought he should have did his own thing. I mean, maybe he kind of did a little bit, but I still think he was definitely copying a lot of his father, though. And I did like some of the funny scenes. You know, some of the funny scenes were just kind of like where like the one guy that he's got the phone and the other guy is messing with him on the phone. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. To me, they try to do too much copy and comedy in that one part of the movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was. I want to say maybe it was the first one after Return of the Jedi. You know where I don't know.
He's talking about the animated series.
No, it's animated. It's the regular ones. But the guy's like he's got him like on the intercom or whatever, and I don't remember the character's name, but the character is basically fucking with him, and like he's like saying hello. You know, I don't know. Maybe I don't remember that scene. I was going to do a better job describing it, but
you're talking
I
Spaceballs, aren't you?
Okay.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. You're talking Spaceballs. I got it now. I understand. Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis is the guy with the big helmet.
I like more the John Candy character, man. But I like John Candy as an actor. So
he was Barf.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
He was Barf. I
yeah,
remember
that was my character. I just thought he did a great job. Who else was in that? Was Steve Martin in that? Or was it? I don't think Steve Martin was. Okay.
Steve Martin was not in it, but it was Rick Moranis. Obviously, it was a Mel Brooks production, so Mel Brooks was in it. Who else? Who else was in there?
That's right, Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut. I remember that. What's her face? The comedian. Blonde. She's dead now. Daphne Zuniga. She was the princess. She had her princess had like the art. The C-3PO was with the princess, and she was the android. She played the android. I know who it was, the comedian. She said that Michelle Obama was Michael Obama. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Anyways, she was in the movie. Yes, Comb the Desert was funny. That was the first place where the guy who could make all the noises with his mouth.
Oh yeah.
That was the first movie for him.
That's
then
right.
Then he started to do the Police Academy ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Police Academy was bad. Those were bad movies.
Oh, they were funny though. Like
Joan Rivers, that's it. Thank you.
Not a good film, but entertaining.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of was Joan Rivers, but I didn't know if she was, in that movie. But then we said blonde
you didn't see her in the movie. You didn't see her in the movie. She played the droid.
Oh, okay. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I think I saw that movie about 20 years ago, and I'm just trying to remember some of it. And some of the parts I do remember. Yeah. It's been a long time.
All right, here you go. Since we're having a tough time today, I'm going to say, think of a movie that has a football player that starred in it.
Like an actual football player, or
an actual football player, or a sports athlete.
Okay.
Brian Bosworth was in some.
I'll kick this off right. Goonies.
Oh, what football player?
So Sloth was a defensive end for the Raiders.
Really?
Yeah. I forget his name offhand.
And then you have Adam Sandler's version of The Longest Yard.
Yep.
There's like 5 football players in that one.
Yep.
Yeah, just like in Youngblood, that you had Peter Zezel on that. You know, he wasn't a football player; he was a hockey player. So, you think about what was it? Raising Arizona. You have Tex Cobb. He was a boxer. I think he played.
Jerry Maguire had a football player in it.
Yeah, well, it had Troy Aikman on it.
Yep.
Stone Cold. That's the one. Stone Cold had Brian Bosworth in it.
Oh, I still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, it's a B movie. You're not gonna miss anything.
What other movies have like original like football players like that?
Oh, there we go.
So,
his name was John Matuzak.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I know who you're talking about there.
Oh,
but when I think of Police Academy, you had what's his face in that movie?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. The black guy. What's his name?
He was a defensive tackle. And then any movie that you have, I mean, you could go with Idiocracy because Terry was a football player.
Then you have
LT's been in a ton of them.
You have Home Team.
Yeah, and of course O.J. Simpson's been in a couple of. I think he's got some of those Naked Guns and.
Naked Gun 2.5.
Yes, thank you.
And then Airplane with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not football though. You said football.
Well, I'm now doing just straight athlete.
Oh, okay.
Professional athlete that has gone in a movie. You know what I mean?
Space Jam.
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Twice.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of the
yeah.
Space Jams.
Oh, and Derek Jeter was in the other guys.
Movies and courthouses.
I'm trying to think of other movies that I remember seeing.
Oh, Anger Management. Derek Jeter was also in Anger Management.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something About Mary. Another one of those crappy Ben.
Brett Favre.
Favorite.
Oh, hey, wait, hold on. Was it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? No, it wasn't. It was the one that was in Conan. I think Conan the Barbarian. It was
Wilt Chamberlain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Wilt Chamberlain. Thank you. Yeah.
That is correct. Wilt Chamberlain was in that movie. I'm trying to think of anybody else who could be that didn't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of movies that they don't play athletes; they play something else. Yeah, Tom Brady doesn't count. His wife got him that job. Anybody else? Anyone?
So Kareem
Schwarzenegger. If we're doing bodybuilders, hell, every movie out there. If you consider that bodybuilder sport,
it's not what we're talking about.
Kareem was also in Stephen King's The Stand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you could say The Dirty Dozen had Jim Brown in it.
He was also in 100 Rifles. Jim Brown was in 1969.
He was in a lot of war movies.
I guess technically speaking, you could say every movie that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did is a movie with a former football player in it.
Yeah, he didn't play an actual game.
But he was still a football player, though.
Yeah, I'm. That's not what we're talking about. It's like saying Jesse the Body Ventura. Jesse the Body Ventura was in Predator.
Yeah. Carl Weathers in every Rocky movie there was, and
Carl Weathers does count. He did play.
Yeah, I was going to say he does count.
So, but he wasn't in Rocky V or Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Tyson in The Hangover.
That counts. Who else? Because
You could say Bob Uecker if he well, he's not really an athlete, is he? Is Bob Uecker? Was he an athlete?
Bob Uecker.
I think he's just a sportscaster, wasn't he?
Bob Uecker was Yeah, he was catcher for a long time.
Yeah, so you got Bob Uecker, obviously in Major League.
Yeah, Hogan and Suburban Commando. I just saw that video the other day too, where he's talking about how he was the one that found the Undertaker.
I mean, you definitely go Lawrence Taylor in Any Given Sunday.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
But I like Lawrence Taylor better in The Waterboy.
Waterboy. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
And then you got Rookie
Hey,
of the
Bubba
Year.
Smith was the one in Police Academy we were talking about earlier.
Bubba Smith, that's him.
Yeah.
Then you got Rookie of the Year. It had Bobby Bonilla in it, Barry Bonds in it, Fernando Valenzuela in it.
There you go. I'm sure you saw some stuff in Angels in the Outfield too.
Hey, Bo, it was John Matsuzak. It was in the Goonies we were talking about earlier.
John Matuzik.
Matuzik, thank you.
I already said that.
I didn't know if he got his name. I'm sorry.
Matuzak. He killed that name.
I
That name
did.
was
I
not
killed
good.
the shit out of it.
I do like how you butchered the hell out of it.
I'm sorry. Terrible.
Now,
Hey, if you
I
consider-
know that movie pretty well. Vinnie Jones is the badass. Which badass? In Gone in 60 Seconds.
Hey, do y'all consider skateboarding a sport?
No. Skateboarding is
Okay.
not a...
Okay.
Let me think about that. Was like Terry Crisp... it may not even be his last name. I may be killing it wrong. I'm not sure if he was a football player or if he was a wrestler. But also in the movie... All right, bye, Jay. Over the Top. He was the bodyguard to the grandfather of that movie who was trying to buy his grandson back.
Yeah.
So
You had Ken Griffey Ken Griffey Jr. was in The Fresh Prince.
Ken Griffey Jr. was also in Summer
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Ken Griffey. Hold on, I'll be right back.
and was also in Major League. Well, Debo wasn't a wrestler. Debo wound up in wrestling because of the Friday movies, not because of being a wrestler. Yep.
Kazam.
Kazam, that's a great movie. I don't know who's hating on that movie. That's a great movie.
Fine. There was no such movie as Kazam, was it not? That had what's his face in it?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Sinbad.
No, Kazam was Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll have to see.
I think the other one was Shazam.
Oh, Cam Neely. Cam Neely and Dumb and Dumber.
Okay. Yeah. So, so all of that.
I mean,
Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens in Kingpin.
Was he in Kingpin?
That's a good movie.
Oh, and don't forget Ray Allen and He Got Game.
Well, Reggie Jackson was
you said
also
not sports movies though.
He's
You were
saying the bench
non-sports.
warmers. Yeah, the bench warmers. Reggie Jackson was in another movie. Was in one of the Naked Gun 2. He was the one that was supposed to kill the Queen.
I believe Rocco Baldelli was in The Rookie.
Who?
Rocco Baldelli, the Twins manager, used to be an outfielder for the Rays.
Oh.
The Rookie with Dennis Quaid. When Dennis Quaid was making his way up through the minors, I think Rocco Baldelli was on the Rays. The part of that movie where he was on the Rays.
Got ya. Okay, I don't remember that, but
Lance Armstrong. I forgot he was in Dodgeball. That's right. I know
I have no idea what he was a professional in because he was stricken from all the records. Jim Brown and Dirty Dozen was already said.
Dan Marino. Did you say Dan Marino yet?
Oh, that
Ace
was
Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Oh
Perfect
yeah.
And Brett
Laces
Favre
out,
was something
Dan.
about Mary.
So, yeah, we already said that too.
Okay,
right.
I did.
Are
So
you
there you
even
go.
in this show, Jay? Like,
Terry Bradshaw, failure to launch, 2006.
That was see you Google them now. See, you're cheating.
I am. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been cheating.
oh, we know.
That's why he's repeating some of the ones that we already said.
Exactly.
You have you have Kurt Warner in the Underdog Story.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
You could really say that there was, in Invincible, that was Vince Papale, because he actually was in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, that's true. Wow.
So yeah, and I'm trying to think of, interestingly enough, The Replacements didn't have any football players in it.
Wayne Gretzky was in the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, but
I
who cares?
forgot about that.
He was in the second one when he came out of the limo when they were meeting Team USA at the Junior Olympic Games.
Emilio, Mighty Duck Man. For everybody watching, if you caught that Night at the Roxbury reference.
Does anybody remember the movie Cannonball Run?
God, vaguely, but yes.
I remember it exists. I couldn't tell you two things about it anymore.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was like the original, that started the movies that started with all the different people coming in. I mean, even so Dean Martin was in it, and I mean it was actually a movie more about Dean Martin, and then he brings in Frank Sinatra. I mean it was Burt Reynolds with John Candy, I guess it was, or Dom DeLuise. I'm sorry, Dom DeLuise. It wasn't even John Candy. I mean,
I do remember Burt Reynolds being in there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember him in there.
That was like a spoof a little bit of Smokey the Bandit goes nationwide. That was kind of the thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, let's get a whole bunch of people in the car, because I remember the one part of the movie. It's like I still use this line all the time. The Italian guy rips off the rearview mirror. He goes, "What behind us means nothing to me. We don't care what's behind us at all."
Fair enough.
Nice.
But yeah, that was another good movie. Cannonball Run 2 sucked, but Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2 was good. Smokey and the Bandit 3 sucked.
It's 2 where the guy that's the truck driver, is that where he becomes the main focal point of the movie, or was it 3 that he became?
3.
3. Okay, it was 3 where he
faked it to what was the name of the cop? Sheriff.
Oh, Buford T.
Justice. That's it.
Buford T. Justice.
That was Gleason. Jackie Gleason.
He goes, "You are not a fruit of my Lord." Hey, when I get home, I'm gonna slap your mother in the mouth.
You had Terry Crews and the Benchwarmers also.
Right.
Yeah. God, I mean, he got me a Buford T. I remember that was and Jackie Gleason. In some of those spots, he was really amazing, really funny guy.
But he made that movie. He really did.
He did. Yeah. Well, him and Burt too. I mean, they were like those two were the movie, right? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, Jackie Gleason with the. Oof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. No. Yeah. Jackie Gleason he's the one who put the humor in there. That's for sure.
And the poof from StatGuy coming in 3, 2, 1.
Exactly. Bye.
Later.
I didn't even need to look at the private chat. I just knew it was coming from him. I'm
Exactly.
Hey, all I know, if anybody from the DMV ever sees him, he's screwed.
He wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, he was in a parking lot.
Oh, was in a parking lot? Oh, I thought he was driving. I was like, how the hell is he?
Sally Fields was hot in number 1. I agree.
Yeah, Sally Fields was hot. She is. In her younger days, oh my goodness.
I was trying to remember if there was any pro players in 8 Men Out.
Oh yeah.
Or like Field of Dreams. I couldn't remember if there were any pro players in either one of those.
No, the only one I could. No, that was all
probably had the
actors.
best shot at it.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
Ray Liotta did a good job, though, I thought, in that movie.
Yeah.
He was better in Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah. Well, Goodfellas was just a good movie.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Because I always think of Joe, I always think of Joe Pesci as like the comedy, like when he did those more of his comedy movies. But he really can do a gangster. Like he can make a pretty ruthless gangster.
Plays that pretty well. He plays that pretty well. I mean, the funny thing is the most quotable thing for me, for Pesci, is from Lethal
My
Weapon.
Cousin Vinny.
Oh, no. From
I'm
Lethal
about to say, I don't know how you go from My Cousin Vinny or Lethal Weapon, because both of them were kind of goofy like that, to playing a role like what he played in Goodfellas. I mean, that's just such polar opposites,
Yeah, no, and the only reason I quote that one so much is you get fucked in the drive-through. every time you leave and you look in there and you're like, come on, man. Like that is
remember Jerry Maguire? You said fuck.
I sure did. Yeah. On this show, it doesn't matter. Nobody's watching it a second time.
Right, exactly.
This tape's getting burned to the ground as soon as it's done. Yeah, no, it's but yeah, I mean, that for me, that's one of Pesci's most quotable moments.
Oh man, yeah, Joe Pesci, man, he's a really good actor. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
he's
My
really
Cousin
good.
Vinny was hilarious though.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it really was. And the guy from the Munsters that played the judge, oh man, he really made it perfect. Him and Joe Pesci played off each other so well.
Yeah,
well,
he's
a Ute. What is a
exactly? Yep.
Are you
mocking me, boy?
Are you mocking me, sir? No, the whole store has got the flu.
Yep. Great grandma was friends with Capone. Had great stories. I have no doubt in my mind that would be pretty amazing.
Your great grandma was friends with Al?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder how many times he paid.
0 times.
Pesci in the Super was good. I mean, so you can think about that. The Super was good. I mean, really, Home Alones were good too. The Home Alones with him in there were good. Yeah, like just Joe Pesci was just good all the way around.
Did y'all see that movie that they did about Al Capone? I don't remember the name of it, but it was showing about his life, and I can't remember the name of the main actor in it, but it really put Al Capone in a different light. Like he was really kind of a crazy person. Like he wasn't like you know what I mean? Like towards the end of his life, he got really crazy.
Well, yeah, because he died of syphilis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know syphilis made you do that. I thought that was
syphilis. Syphilis is like what happens. Syphilis makes you feel the same exact way as if an animal has rabies.
Oh damn.
Yeah, you lose your mind in a big way.
Yeah.
So things just don't make sense that start happening and coming out of you and shit like that. It's a whole different world.
Is syphilis kind of one of those viruses that seems like it's kind of gone away? Because I don't really hear too many people anymore in this world saying I contracted syphilis.
They have shots for it.
Oh, they have shots for it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
wow.
most of the time, if you're going to get syphilis, you're getting it in a nursing home.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where that chlamydia stuff like that. That's what gets spread around nursing homes.
Yeah.
A lot.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
when
Well,
you
they
get
got
sent to
nothing
the
else
home,
to do. They got blue pills and boredom.
there you go. Yeah, syphilis. It turns you into an Astros fan.
It's like a brain worm.
That's okay, because you know what? I heard AIDS turns you into Seattle Mariners, so it's all good.
Wow. that was that was next level.
Yeah, that was the little next level. I have to apologize
called
to
me
all the
syphilis,
HIV
I'm calling
positive
you
people out there. Yeah,
Man.
we're gonna get a cease and desist letter from Magic Johnson now.
Wow.
But yeah, so I don't know.
Did he really beat? Did he really beat HIV? Or because somebody told me he beat HIV, and I didn't think that was possible.
Well, when he contracted it, it wasn't. There's been an immense amount of. I mean, like he still has it. Like you're not cured,
Right.
from it, but it's not killing him the same way either. So the drugs they
Right.
make for it today are incredible.
Yeah, if you could afford them, probably. Unless I guess maybe with insurance or
That's
good med.
it works.
Yeah.
The FCC just banned us. Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
it's a good thing this isn't network TV. There'd be so many $10,000 fines to be unreal.
Oh, tell me about it. But and thinking about that, like, so we were talking about how Sally Fields was hot in one. Who else was like really hot in movies? Like who was your first crush in movies?
Selma Hayek. No, first crush. She wouldn't be first because she's a little younger. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
My very first one was Christy McNichol. Don't know why. I just thought she was really hot. And then, interestingly enough, it then moved to Brooke Shields.
Okay.
Oh, Brooke Shields, from Blue Lagoon. I would go with that one. I've always thought Brooke was amazingly gorgeous. She kind of, in her younger days though, she kind of looked like the girl next door, and then she just got hotter as she got older. But you know what I mean? Like at Blue Lagoon, she was still so innocent looking, like the girl that lived next door to you, you know. And then she's kind of.
I was a big Alyssa Milano fan.
Oh yeah,
Oh sure.
Yeah, she's a good looking girl too.
Yeah, when she was on Who's the Boss. Yeah, and then she at one point started dating a Jersey Devils player, and I that was the only poster I ever had in my room that was not Philadelphia. She was wearing a Jersey Devils shirt and no pants.
Yeah, I always kind of thought Demi Moore was hot.
Jay couldn't handle it. I was not like Demi Moore was cute. I like dark hair and blue eyes. I'm a big thing for that, but I don't know. Like Demi Moore was not my.
Oh hell no! You can be Demi Moore from Striptease. Oh, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. I won't even make it out the movie theater.
Phoebe Cates.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was also up until a certain point. I was also a big fan of like Jodie Foster. I thought she was hot until she came out as full lesbian. Once she came out as full lesbian and announced it, like her hotness disappeared.
Yeah, I went away.
What
about Cheryl Stone? I thought Cheryl Stone was pretty damn hot too.
Who?
Cheryl Stone. Is that how you say her name?
Sharon Stone.
Or Sharon Stone. Thank you, Sharon Stone. Yeah, especially when she played in that movie, the one with Sylvester Stallone in it. I think, and they did that shower scene where she's fully naked. Oh my Lord, that lady has a body on her, man. I mean, like a nice body on her.
Well, generally that's a requirement if you're going to be naked in a movie.
Well, that's true. It is a requirement. But that girl's hot.
Army of Darkness. There we go.
Yeah, never saw it.
It is a horrible film.
The Specialist. Thanks, Robert. I do not. Yeah, that's where Sylvester Stallone was like. He was like good at placing dynamite or all these explosions like all over the place, like controlled explosions. Yeah, that was that.
Hey, Brad,
yeah, that
I'm sorry. We have long past talking about sports.
Yeah, the ship has sailed today. Like I don't know what happened, but it really got off the rails about the time it started.
Yeah, the moment that I went off and said that I do not like the Sixers ownership group. Started with that.
Yeah.
You know
this
that day.
This always has so many ups and downs.
Right. You know that day when you wake up and you're like, I should stay in bed. Like today clearly was that day.
I got up this morning and I thought to myself, today is going to be a great day on Coast to Coast. I don't know why, but I feel it in my bones.
Oh, so
it
you're
is
the
a great
problem
day.
today.
Frankie blames Jay. There we go.
Yeah, Frankie always blames Jay.
What about the Daisy Duke lady?
Yeah, that was but he said movies. Are you talking Feather Fever? Are you talking about the movie or are you talking about the TV show? It sounds like she's talking about the TV show.
Well, I'm sure it's the TV show because it was Jessica Simpson in the movie.
Yeah, and she's hot too, though. Jessica Simpson was good looking lady.
Hold on, Jessica Simpson, wasn't she the one dating
Tony Romo?
Yeah.
Her and Carrie Underwood. I don't know how you got two hot looking females. Well, I do know how you got it, but too hot. Yeah, the show. Okay, I got you. Yeah, and I will tell you though, I don't know the girl's name either, but the girl who played Daisy Duke on the show, man, she was good looking too, man. That was her. I mean, she had the best legs.
Linda Clark. Is that what her name was? Linda Clark?
I don't know.
No, it's Linda. You had the first part right, Linda.
Linda Carter. Linda Carter.
Yeah, Linda Carter. There you go. Yeah, she's good looking too.
She wasn't as good as Xena. Xena was better.
Remember that movie? Hey, does anybody here remember that movie Beastmaster? I don't know if y'all remember that movie. It's a whole. Remember the redhead that played the main female character? I thought she was pretty hot. I don't know her name, but she's pretty hot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I know the movie. I don't know the redhead you're talking about. But
because you would have seen them in the lagoon, like they were all naked. It was her and a blonde girl in the lagoon. Yeah, no, I'm just trying. That's how I remember it. Yeah, good looking girl.
Planet of the Apes movie. So every 5 or 7 years they remake those movies.
Yes.
So I don't know if this is in the lineage, not in the lineage. Like, hey, is this the same from Charleston Heston? This is a remake of that. Because this is like Planet of the Apes, but it's not Planet of the Apes. It's like The Return or
I mean,
Destruction, or like it's
some of them are just different planets at this point. Like it, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, Robert. You started to get weird again.
From Buck Rogers. Wow. You got some $1 Million Man references in there too somewhere.
Wow.
Maybe some co-hosts from MacGyver.
Buck Rogers in the 24th and a half century.
That's right.
God, I haven't seen that or saw that in
forever.
There was probably the Greatest American Hero.
Right.
Greatest American Hero. That was yeah.
Or Airwolf.
Mork and Mindy. I mean,
right? Street Hawk. We're just busting out all the old ones.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing. There we go.
I know who Bo liked. Bo liked Tootie from Family. What was it? What's that movie? Oh God, it's in my head. Tootie, the one.
You got to at least know the whole part of it.
I know, damn it. It's in my mind. You know what I'm talking about. It was
No one knows what you're talking about, Jay.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on, I got you. The one that had Blair in it. It was Blair. It was Tootie.
I know the show you're talking about. I'm trying to think because I'm going through the names and I'm like, it's not Family Ties. It's not.
Yeah.
What the hell is it? Because it's a boarding school for girls.
It is. It is. Matter of fact, it was the precursor to a Different Strokes because Mrs. Garrett was also in Different Strokes too.
Right.
She was a housekeeper.
Right.
I wish I could remember the name of that movie. I cannot for the life of me.
It's not a movie. It's a show.
Or show, I mean.
I don't know.
Show, not movie.
It was a boarding school?
Yeah, a female boarding school.
Huh. Yeah, I guess it.
Facts of Life. Facts of Life.
Oh, gotcha. Man, I haven't thought of that one in a long time.
Man, I know how long it's been. It's been a lot. It's been forever.
Yeah, 30 plus years. Yeah. Been a minute.
Do you remember a show called The Jeffersons?
Oh, man.
How about Mr. Belvedere? Was it Mr. Belvedere? Or
yeah, it was Belvedere.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, but was that one didn't have Dick Buckus in it? That was Emmanuel Lewis was the one with Dick Buckus in it.
Yeah.
Webster.
Yeah, Webster. What you talking about, Willis?
I haven't heard that. I haven't seen that show in so long.
That was not Webster though. What you just quoted. That was not Family Ties.
Family Matters.
Different Strokes. Different Strokes.
Oh, Different Strokes. Oh, yeah. That's right.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yep.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's right. Oh yeah, Silver Spoons.
That was Ricky Schroeder.
Yep.
Yeah, but the female that was in that movie that was like
thoughts on Inside Out too.
Hey, the brunette though that played, I guess, the girlfriend or whatever to the dad in that movie in Silver Spoons, man, she was good looking too.
Inside Out too.
You'll have to go rewatch it. But I don't know if she was a secretary or if it was something in his company, but they were like boyfriend and girlfriend, the dad of Ricky Schroeder in Silver Spoons.
So, all right, I'm gonna change it a little bit. There are a lot of movies this year within the next year to 2026 that are coming out that are long-awaited sequels.
Yeah.
Really?
What are movies that you would love to see a sequel?
Oh.
And I know one movie right off the top of my head that I'd love for it to be a sequel, and it's actually coming out, I believe, early next year. I've been waiting for it.
What's that?
And that was Constantine.
Oh, okay.
Constantine 2 is coming out.
Isn't the one that had Keanu
movie.
Reeves in it?
That's the one with Keanu Reeves in it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I can think of a TV show I'd like to see a second season of that will never happen, and that was Firefly. That was entertaining.
Yeah, I never saw that. I hear that they're coming out with John Wick 5, which
Good Lord.
And interestingly enough, I love the conspiracy theories on movies a little bit. So you have The Matrix and John Wick.
Yep.
And John Wick is Neo taking the blue pill.
Okay.
That's what it is. That he's still Neo, but that's only that's him taking the blue pill instead of the red pill.
I don't know. He sure gets his ass kicked a lot for taking the blue pill.
Well, yeah, but he also wins every fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm a fan of that too. So I think that number 3 should be good. I'm not a big fan of the way Marvel is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since Stan Lee died, they're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it just shows you how big of a or how much success Stan Lee brought to Marvel.
I mean, all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
E.T. 2.
Oh, that one I would not mind that if they did that.
I would be interesting to see
because they had to
that.
come back and that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and find
That'd
like
be awesome.
find like Elliot and then also, I mean, that was Drew Barrymore's first movie, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Golly, yeah, that shows you how old that movie is.
Well, I mean, based on the cartoons that are up top, Land Before Time, 345, right? Like,
yeah,
wasn't there a million of those?
Was it was it the airplane movies? They show Rocky LVXXIII.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, where he's like 90 years old. He's got the boxing gloves on.
Man, I wouldn't mind seeing the old school too. Seeing them, I like the old school, so I wouldn't mind seeing another version of that.
All right.
Old school. Okay.
Yeah.
Even
Super Bad would be kind of cool, but I don't know if you can make her.
Say Super Bad because you got McLovin in the name.
Damn right, man. Damn right. Hey, listen, I wouldn't mind either one of those. I wouldn't mind a sequel to.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like other movies that were like so good that they deserve a sequel that they didn't have a sequel.
Right.
If you go back to like some old ones, like a sequel to The Last Starfighter could have been cool.
Oh yeah.
That was a good movie too. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or same era, if you did a sequel to Enemy Mine, right, where the kid grows up.
What was the name of the movie that had Louis Gossett Jr. in it, where he played a lizard or some kind of alien creature?
V. That was a television show.
No, it wasn't V. You're thinking of another. You're thinking. Oh, hold on. I'll find out. I'm gonna do that.
I think it was V. Where the lizard people come in to try to attack.
It wasn't that one. Oh, I'm gonna find this. No, I didn't got on. Okay.
I mean, when you say Louis Gossett Jr., the first one I think of as An Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, absolutely. Enemy Mine.
That's literally what I was talking about.
Okay, well, why didn't you say it? I couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh, that's right. He had the baby. I remember.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
No, that's why I said it would be interesting to see like the alien grow up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Enemy Mine would have been an interesting one to have a
I think
sequel to.
so. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was the alien baby that would be growing up, you don't have to keep any of the original cast, really.
Yeah, you could do a whole fresh thing.
So,
what was the other the big name actor that was in that movie though? It was Louis Gossett Jr. and then it was somebody else. Like I'm trying to remember who else it was. There wasn't Mel Gibson. It was
Cagney.
No, wasn't it Dennis Quaid?
Was it Dennis Quaid?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I knew they had two big actor names in there.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like any other movies. Like old movies were the ones that you're like, wow, this is a good movie. It's but you can't really do sequels to some of these movies.
Critters. Wow.
Hey, I'm waiting. I'm still waiting on Sharknado 8. I think that's going to really re-solidify the franchise.
Man.
I think they were a little too crazy at Sharknado. I don't know what they were thinking, but
They're going to remake Naked. with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson and Cody Rhodes.
I'm not even familiar with
I don't even know what Naked is.
Yeah, me
I've
either.
never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
Naked
Oh,
Gun.
Naked Gun. I don't know, man. There's been so many damn Naked Guns. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know how
don't
far.
know that the remake makes it. Like it's that is not as funny. Like
Yeah.
the reason why it was so funny. Like and Liam Neeson is not the guy that used in that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's like like that was the one problem with Taken. They went Taken 2 and then Taken 3. Like you can't
Yeah.
stop. Like same with Jaws 2 and Jaws 3.
Well, that was a Transporter. Like those were all dumb, but the first one was at least kind of entertaining. And then they made sequels, and you're like, this is the worst.
Right. Yeah, just like the Avatar, they had to make 2. Say, hey, let's actually put in the water this time.
Yep.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you could remake those. Like those were pretty funny. Like I don't want to see Major League get remade either.
No.
Right? Like leave Major League alone. It was awesome. Leave it as awesome.
Yeah, anything that he was in, Charlie Sheen, it's
Yeah.
got to remain. Because he's the reason why it was good, and even though nobody can deal with him anymore, because he's always winning.
Yes. I mean, you could probably remake something like Men at Work. Like you could probably do that, but
Mr. Mom.
Oh.
I mean, I am a fan.
But
I'm
how
a
would
fan
you
of
play
him.
that, Mr. Mom? I mean, how would have him get fired again, or have her get fired? I mean, how would you?
It would have to be a remake. Completely.
no, it'd be I was going to say it'd be a remake.
Yeah.
You could probably do the same thing with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Man, that'd be a tough act. I would not want to try and be the one that was recast to make that.
Yeah,
I would not either.
But
no,
Mr.
Robert
Mom,
Williams did that so well that anything else would be
Yeah,
not.
there's
and it's
no
funny.
way.
It's funny. Mr. Mom spawned the movie where he actually worked at the car factory.
Really?
All I remember, they play a softball game against the employees versus the management and stuff like that.
Right.
And the guy from Cheers, George Wentz, was in that movie.
Norm.
He was
You know,
not.
I met
Norm
that guy one time. I met Norm in a bar in Japan one time. Small little bar.
It's random.
Yeah, it was weird because there's a lot of celebrities that go down there in Tokyo, and it was just weird. We walked in one day, he was just sitting at the bar, and I'm like, "Damn, Norm."
Oh, you know the movies they probably could remake is like the Iron Eagle movies.
Yeah,
When
well,
you think back to Louis Gossett, right?
I don't. Yeah,
I mean, not all of them, right? Because they made like 30 of them, but the first one probably.
well, how many were there actually though? I think it was 3 of them, wasn't it?
I think there was 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
there might have been 4 actually.
I didn't. The first one, even the second one, were okay. The third, once I got to that third one, I just.
Well, the third one didn't have the main character in it anymore, anyway.
Yeah, no, it did. But I honestly thought the first one was. I mean, that first one was. I liked the first one. I thought it had a good storyline, good actors.
I'm actually surprised they haven't remade Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah.
I could see that one getting remade.
I can't. I didn't see it the first time, so.
Oh, you didn't see that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Is that the Howard Hughes story?
No, Flight of the Navigator was it was a kid that essentially gets taken by an alien ship and ends up in the future. I mean, it was a decent film. It obviously, if you watch it today, the graphics are what you would expect out of an 80s film.
Well, I mean, they're coming back to the Future 4.
Yeah.
How many Back to the Future? Come on. See, that's one that I just.
They're coming out with it. It's one of the ones.
It is.
That's going too far.
Well,
I mean,
how many times you-
I
how many
want to
times
know.
you go
I
to
want to
the
know how they
future?
get him to stop shaking. That's got to be really good CGI.
Oh, that's messed up.
That was
That's messed up.
That's why I
messed
said
up.
this whole tape is getting burned there.
Thank God, man, we're making fun of Parkinson's people. Damn.
No, I wasn't making fun of him. I was just seeing how they,
But I wasn't not making fun of him.
I'm about to say, or really.
Everybody is on the board here. You know what I mean? We spare no expense.
Man. Any ESPN aspirations are wiped out today.
Oh, they're done. Hey, tomorrow I'm coming on with just a paper bag with some eyes cut out in the mouth.
Right.
So,
The
on that
mystery
note,
guest.
we're at the top of the hour, and
So
maybe
we
we
are.
should quit while we are ahead, or at least still on the air and not cut off.
That's right. Yeah, stop the bleeding while we can.
So we will see everybody tomorrow at the same time.
All
Everybody
three
have
of
a
you that are
great-
still tuned in.
Yes, 3. Is there 3? I don't even know there's that many.
Well, I think it's Brad, Rob, and my mom.
Oh,
Yep, there is 3. So,
There's 3.
but all right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Take it easy.